Welcome back. We're excited to have you here again. In this video, we're going to focus on transforming direct speech into indirect speech when our reporting verb is in the present tense. What does that mean? Let's explore this concept further. Well, imagine you're telling someone about something that was said just moments ago. It's like being a live reporter. You'd likely use phrases like, he says, or she tells me, to convey the message accurately. These are examples of reporting verbs in the present tense. They help us keep the conversation current and relevant. Now, when the reporting verb is in the present tense, it often means the original speaker's words are still relevant or happening in the present moment. This keeps the information fresh. Perhaps you're on the phone with your friend, and you're relaying their message to someone else in the room. It's like being a messenger. Or maybe you're sharing a piece of news you just heard. This makes the information feel immediate and important. The good news is that when the reporting verb is in the present tense, the transformation from direct to indirect speech is usually quite straightforward. This simplifies our task. The tense of the original statement often stays the same, and we primarily focus on making adjustments to pronouns and reporting verbs to ensure a smooth and grammatically correct sentence. This makes the process easier to manage. Let's dive into some practical examples to solidify our understanding. These examples will help you see the process in action. I'll break down each transformation step by step so you can see exactly how it works. This will make it easier for you to follow along. Remember, practice makes perfect, so don't hesitate to pause the video and try some examples on your own. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Let's start with a simple example to illustrate this process. Imagine your friend says, "I am hungry," and you want to tell someone else that your friend is feeling hungry. In direct speech we have, my friend says, "I am hungry." Now let's transform this into indirect speech. Our reporting verb, says, is already in the present tense. So, we primarily need to focus on connecting the two parts of the sentence smoothly and ensuring the pronoun reflects the speaker. The transformation would look like this. My friend says that he is hungry. See how simple that was? We replaced I with he to reflect that your friend is the one who is hungry. And we connected the two parts of the sentence with that, creating a grammatically correct and natural sounding sentence. This example demonstrates that even with simple statements, indirect speech allows us to report what someone said without directly quoting them, making our communication more fluid and engaging. Section 3. Example 2. Navigating pronoun shifts. Now, let's tackle a slightly more complex example involving a pronoun shift. Suppose your sister says, "I want to go to the park." In direct speech we have, my sister says, "I want to go to the park." To transform this into indirect speech, we'll follow a similar process as before, but pay close attention to the pronoun change. Since we're reporting what your sister said, we need to replace I with she. The transformed sentence would be, my sister says that she wants to go to the park. Notice how the pronoun shift is crucial for accurately conveying who wants to go to the park. Without it, the sentence would be grammatically incorrect and could cause confusion. This example highlights the importance of carefully considering pronoun changes when transforming direct speech into indirect speech. These shifts ensure that the reported statement accurately reflects the original speaker and their intended meaning. Section 4. Example 3. Mastering time and place changes. So far, we've looked at examples where the time and place of the reported speech remained the same. However, sometimes we need to make adjustments to these elements as well. especially when the reporting occurs at a different time or place than the original statement. Let's imagine your friend says, "This class is interesting." In direct speech, my friend says, "This class is interesting." Now suppose you're telling another friend about this later in the day. You wouldn't say this class anymore, as you're no longer in the classroom. Instead, you'd likely refer to it as that class or the class. The transformed sentence in indirect speech would be, "My friend says that that class is interesting." Notice how we not only change the adjective this to that. Do not worry about the repetition of that here, because those two that's perform different functions. This example illustrates that when transforming direct speech into indirect speech, we need to consider the context of both the original statement and the reporting situation. Making adjustments for time and place ensures clarity and accuracy in our communication.